Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Cube4U 3x3x5. Now I know that there are a ton of reviews of this already on YouTube. It's quite an old puzzle, but I've never reviewed it, and since I have it I figured that I would show it to you guys because there's new cubers out there every day. Not everybody has seen this puzzle. So this is a squished 3x3x5. In fact, I believe this is the very first mass-produced 3x3x5 that had ever come into production, and you can see that it's not proportional. By that I mean that every piece is not proportional to each other. These four layers here have been squished down by half to make it exactly cubic again, whereas a cuboid is usually taller than it is wide, sort of like this one is taller than it is wide. And along with the 4x4x5, this is also one of the other first cuboids I ever got. It's a very good learning cuboid to learn, first algorithms with. Also, it just acts like a 3x3. So you don't have to use it as a cuboid, and that's one of the cool things about it, that you can just solve it like a 3x3. And so it's kind of like two puzzles in one. Now the thing with this one is that when you go like this and you start moving things around, now these can't be moved apart because they're blocked by this single piece. And that's one of the cool things about this puzzle, is that these layers bandage to themselves. So when you're scrambling it, you really want to scramble it, all these layers up first. And then you can scramble it up like a 3x3 and then solve it as a 3x3x5. Now the way that Cube4U actually went about building this is sort of just like splitting an edge piece right in half. So you can see that we have an edge piece that looks like a standard edge piece. Let me just zoom up here. So that looks like a standard edge piece with the same geometry, but all they've done is just cut it in half. And that solved the problem. They were able to build a 3x3x5 in that manner. And the same with the corner pieces. So in the corner pieces, this is just like a regular corner piece, except for they split it in half, and that's how it's able to be done. And of course they've come out with a 3x3x7 version where they split it into 3 sections. And Whit Eden has come out with a 3x3x9 where they split even these ones into 3 sections as well. So the concept of this puzzle has been definitely utilized probably to the max that it can be. But it is a very interesting puzzle. It's a great puzzle to learn cuboids on. Like I said, it's also a 3x3, so that's good. Turning of this puzzle is pretty good. It's smooth. These layers here have a bit of a bumpy feeling, but it's very, very smooth regardless. These layers here just seem to glide. It's really, really good. It does corner cut as well. It even corner cuts just through the top layers, and it does it pretty well, as you can see. Like, you can really move it over, and for its time, this is a very, very good corner cutting puzzle. It doesn't really reverse corner cut, but this was made so long ago that, and in fact, it was made so long ago that a lot of people were using the Cube4U DIY kits as their main speed cubes. I remember I had one, and but the corner cutting was way above its time. It's just that on a cube like this, it's not WCA. It's not good for competition, so obviously people weren't going to use it. But the Cube4U 3x3 DIY speed cubes also were able to corner cut, just not quite as good. Anyways, so let's go ahead and scramble this thing up. First you want to scramble it just doing 180 degree turns on these ones, so you can scramble these layers up together. And we just continue this. So what you're really looking for when you're scrambling a cuboid before you start, doing these types of moves, is you're looking to make sure these edges and corners aren't the same color. So you can see that these are the same color, but these aren't, which means the corners don't match. So that's a pretty good scramble. Over here, you can see that these two colors already match. So let's turn it, look around the puzzle, nothing matches, nothing matches, nothing matches. So now these match, so let's try one more time. So here we go. Now everything is good. So now we can go ahead and scramble it up like a regular 3x3. And it works very, very well. You can see the turning is pretty good. And so now we solve it as a cuboid. Now I'm not going to go and solve it and come back and tell you how it was, because I've already done that a bunch of times. And I can tell you already that the puzzle is very good. It moves awesome. It's one of the better moving old school puzzles, I would call it, that has come out, I think. And for its time, it was very, very good. Now, of course, we have the Calvin's puzzles 3x3x5, version that are fully extended. We have also Cube4U. Now, this is a funny story. A lot of you may remember that I made a half proportional 3x3x5 where it's a full layer, then a half layer, and then a full layer on top. And actually I can show you something about that right now. This is actually the one that I used to do it. I've just modded it into something else. I haven't finished this mod. You can see I need to make these corners more sharp, but anyways, this is the concept, right? It's a big layer, half layer, and a big layer. And after I showed how to do this, a bunch of people went out and made them. And now I'm not saying it was me who did it, but it just seemed, you know, that right after I had showed, you know, YouTube how to make these, Cube4U started to produce them, and they've actually become quite popular. So if that was, you know, because of my videos, then cool. If it wasn't, that's fine too. But I have a feeling that it was. Anyways, so this is a very, very good puzzle. I will leave a link in the description to where you can buy it. And if you do want to buy it, please use that link. Anyways, thanks guys, and I will see you on my next video.